Welcome to Let's Play Higurashi when they cry. What the fuck? Tatarigoroshi. I had to literally lift the recorder up there because I couldn't see the title. Tatarigoroshi. Tatarigoroshi. I wonder what it means. Oh, speaking of which, word of the day. Let's actually look if it's in here somewhere. It's quite a lot in this section. Is not in here. Figures. Which one to go with here? How about Tana? Shelf. Why not? Also, before we begin this, going to, you know how I always complain, it's like, well, occasionally complain, it's like, nobody comments in my videos. On my main channel, I just got this random comment that just made me laugh, because I just... Well, you'll see what I mean. It's just like on one of my older videos on my main channel. Look at this now. Fuck you. just what? Is that me? Directed at me or someone else? I mean, look at this comment section, man. It's ass. Shut up, you! You know the ghost is Mirrorwack. You know that it's posted twice. Where you can find the flute. Perfect grammar. Silent is no scary game or movie at all, you fuck. Again, perfect. Shut the fuck up. I hate to be off topic, but that guy sounds a lot like Jim Carrey. He really does. Never thought of that. Thanks, and you should do a leaf fire, electric water, grand flying, just blah. With that, you'd think you'd have, like, more dislikes than anything else, really, with that kind of feedback, but it's actually, it's actually quite a decent amount of views, but then again, it's a part of my Pokemon Fire Red LP, so that's to be expected, I guess, and it's an old one. Only 15 dislikes and 66 likes. The comment section does not reflect that, does it? Anyways, to the point, let us read. It's the first time opening this, technically, isn't it? Bought it back in January and we're only now getting around to it. Well, obviously. Took that long just to go through the first two, and to be fair, there was a bit of like, after I'd bought them, I didn't like... God damn, my antivirus just like, oh, well, this has few users, so should you trust it? It's like, damn it, why must it do that all the time? What? Choose language? Has it always done this? Yeah, it has, hasn't it? Still only can really recognize the hiragana, don't recognize the kanji characters. I think I recognize that one. But again, they could have all different contexts, and it's all to do with just choosing your preferred language anyway, so that's probably just what it says, just in Japanese. 7th expansion, what was I rambling on about? Oh yeah, when I originally bought the games on Steam, I didn't exactly get straight to LPing it, did I? Because I was still LPing Go Nippon at the time, or maybe it was even still kind of with Shoujo, but I think I completed that long before then. Yeah, definitely, because I think yeah, this is definitely after all the recording for Kind of Shoujo, so yeah. So we got the school in the background there. Welcome to Higurashi again. Wasn't the last one Watanagashi? Wasn't that splendid? What do you think of it? Did you like it? Wasn't it just hellish? Tatarigoroshi, the shortest scenario. My ass, this one isn't short. The next one is, though. This one isn't the shortest scenario. The 4th one is, you lying bastard. Man, curse, or coincidence? How are the conjectures inside you solidifying? I look forward to how those conjectures will water or become a cornerstone in this scenario. The difficulty is the worst. You will probably not even be able to make conjectures. You won't be able to make any choices because we do not have choices. You may be wondering why I just exited that. Well, it's gotta be a reason. Also, there is like some kind of interaction in the Last Answer arc, but only in that one. What we're going to do is this. Wait, is it? No, it's on the updated by default. Turn that down a bit, shall we? Maybe there. There. Now it starts. Still feels loud on that. There's a lot of laughing in the finale, wasn't there? The snake in the well was happy, for it did not care what was outside the well. The snake in the well was happy, for it had not what happened outside the well. And you were happy too, for you did not know what happened outside the well. Which is a character in another novels created by the same people who made this. I've never read them though. AD 1983, the early summer of the 58th year of Show era. I think Manga Gamer has them on their site. Maybe, I don't know. I think they translated some of them, but I've never actually tried them, so I don't really know. It was a very humid day. Not even a slight breeze was blowing. It had been an unpleasant summer, one that wasn't only hot, but sultring so. There were various articles of clothing hung out to dry in the messy apartment windows, but the lack of wind evoked an impression far removed from coolness. In fact, it only felt more oppressive. There were crooked houses and apartments lining the narrow, twisting road. In addition, there were planters and flower pots whose contents were beginning to rot, as well as bicycles and cars on the sides of the road, making it even more cramped, more oppressive, and all the more sweltering. Nobody who was in this place at this time was visiting it voluntarily. But in spite of what everyone might expect, a single motorcycle came rolling in. The lone motorcycle, which couldn't be called neat, even as flattery, pulled up to a two-story apartment complex and stopped there. A man fairly old and wrinkled stepped off. It's just like, oh, you were reading all that and you weren't pausing to ramble anything. It was a new record even, but no, gotta stop the ramble. I don't really remember a great deal about this one, but I'm starting to kind of remember pieces. I don't remember how it starts up, for example, but I know what's like the main developments. But I don't remember how everything pans out. I just remember the ending and most, if not all, of the important plot points. When the housewife hanging out the laundry noticed him, she called out. It's like this scene right here. And oh, even freaking 9 minutes into the first recording of this freaking question arc and an origami interruption. And what do you know? The cat got into the room and now wants out of the room immediately. God damn it a second. Damn cat. Anyways, as I was saying, I kind of know what's going on in this scene because I remember important plot points. Anyway, when the housewife hanging out the laundry noticed him, she called out, well, hello there. It's quite hot today again, isn't it? Or maybe not, I don't know. I can't fully remember. Oh, you've got that right. I feel like I'm gonna boil out here. I don't even know who's talking. How many times have I said that in this freaking LP, really? Oh, right, landlord, I didn't think that would be the first thing you said. Ah, sorry. The fluorescent lights, right? I completely forgot. I don't even know what gender they are. It's just like it mentioned one woman. I'm assuming the other one's a male. I really should be paying more attention. But even with that, I'm confused by who's talking. No, not that. Don't you smell it? There's a terrible smell about. I've been smelling it since this morning. Wait, what's this? It reeks. The sewers get backed up again. Do something about it, landlord. I've had to keep my nose plugged all day long. You'd still look lovely plugging your nose, my dear. Okay, now I know who's talking. Well, at least I've got an idea. Like, the landlord's clearly the one that's always like, There was an unhygienic drainage channel running behind the apartment. The lattice from which it flowed was stuffed with branches and fallen leaves, and when silt got caught up in them, it created an awful stench in the summertime. Could you tell the Monocable Ops about it? The drain will end up buried at this rate. Well, yikes, it's completely blocked. Still, but I can maybe poke it with a stick. The man crossed the fence over the drainage channel and picked up a filthy drying bowl sitting nearby. Must have planned to stick it into the drain and clear it out. Wait, landlord, stop that. If you mix it all strange, if you do that, it'll smell terrible. It smells if it's clogged and it smells if it's mixed. What should I choose? He shoved the drying pearl into the filth in the lattice. Of course, it did nothing to help the accumulation of waste. It's a dead cat. This is the health center's job. I'm just gonna assume this is the lady, I guess. Cats and dogs smell awful when they die. A bamboo pole's not going to do much good. Garbage bags, old clothes, they throw all kinds of stuff in there. Is that a duck I see? Well, of course it stinks. There for some people. What the hell, man? The drainage channel was already unsanitary. What was a little more garbage at this point? Like, what the hell, man? Well, to be fair, Onikakushi started off, dark momentarily, and then it went like, okay, now lighthearted. And Watanagashi, while being the most messed up one so far, started off relatively chill and, upbeat. This one, on the other hand, seems to be starting off kind of, not dark, necessarily, but not exactly bright, is it? The drain channel was already unsanitary. What was a little more garbage at this point? The stream of such, imprudent people was never-ending. Imprudent people, I mean. And now this channel has turned into a garbage dump. When he poked a pile of old clothes floating in the sewage, a black cloud of smoke floated out in the water. The two of them grimaced at the terribly bizarre and repulsive sight. We've got maggots, eh? Someone must have thrown kitchen waste in. Landlord, what's that? What? Just some more garbage. Landlord, that's... It's a tribal beat! I just, with this music, I just picture it's like one of those African masks he finds. Just like, oh! Wait, why is that scary? It's because it's got that beat going on. You know what it also reminds me of? Yume Nikki of all things, because they used similar kind of beats in this one scene, where you encounter this girl that has her 3 arms poking out of her shoulder and her face, her head, or wherever, and just circling, and you got this kind of beat going in the background, you're just like, what the fuck? Oh, hello, good work today. Oh, what a terrible stench. Hey, someone cover this thing with a top. It's in plain sight of the 2 full houses. Identity of the deceased unknown. Next female. Age estimated to be at least 20s or early 30s. Time of death about 2 or 3 days ago. It was probably abandoned after death.
I kind of starting to put it all together now. I think this is kind of what leads to a certain, well, a very important thing, really. Like this, just since this will be like, this is the, well, it's obvious, it's the first thing we see in the plot, and it isn't, well, to be fair, when you think about it, it's kind of like, after completing the other arcs, I don't want to actually talk about them in a different one in case nobody's seen that one and decides to watch this one first or wherever. But there is like a noticeable pattern that I've noticed now, but essentially this will be important.
They could too. Figuring out who she is will be rough. Contact the community division and ask if anyone's gone missing. Probably waited out till she's sick. Then the witch came off and she floated to the top. But why not bring it to her, Volting? Would have been better under an overpass or in the mountains, you know. It would have been outside our jurisdiction, right? It looks like they never wanted to hide folks at all.
I don't know, maybe I'm remembering it wrong.
Then they do it so she would be found, or warning or something. This slice in her stomach definitely wasn't from a fish eating her.
This honestly feels less like Higurashi at the moment, and more like the intro to what I'd expect from, like, Karano Shoujo, for example. Starts up with a murder case, because that's the driving point of the plot. Well, that isn't the case here, is it? But it starts off with this anyway. So I guess I was wrong. It isn't simply kind of dark, but not all the dark. No, it is a dark in this one, technically.
Life in her stomach definitely wasn't from a fish eating her. She was cut open and her insides were dragged out. They really made a show out of killing her. Doesn't the Chinese mafia do these sorts of traditional punishments? Ask Shirk-san in Section 4 if he's had any trouble with Yakuza.
I can't remember. I think that might have even been the nickname for this one character in the protagonist in Katagra. I'm not sure if I'm remembering it wrong. So I think someone called him by that nickname. Or maybe it's just similar. I don't know. I think so, though. I think it's one of his sisters. It might have been in Karano Shoujo and Karano Shoujo 2. I don't know.
On it, sir. Still, right. Terrible way to go. Hey, don't, sir. Let her in her poke that look like that. Look sort of like the salatobi you can get in Kyoto. Don't you feel hungry for that? Oh, no. Maybe if you stuck chopsticks in, noodles would pop out, see? Please give me a break. Her intestines will fall out in her ears and nose cut off. That's definitely not how I want to go. The fingers are in bad state, too. There are a long nails stuck in all of them on both hands. What kind of torture was this, anyway?
It was Higurashi when they cry. That intro did not feel anything like Higurashi, did it? But it will be important, I think. I'm pretty sure it is, because it's a driving point that leads to an important point in the plot, I guess. The most relaxing time during the school day? Lunch, for sure. Now we go back to, the usual stuff that we know before shit gets real dark in the plot. Everyone brought their desk side by side like always, and we all ate together. There was a bit of lag, maybe, I don't know, but it might have been just a little slow in transition. Oh my Mian-san, if I may say, your lunch looks quite appetizing today. Like, other than the freaking all cast review session at the end of Watanagashi, it's been forever since I've voice acted these two. There's so many different things, it's wonderful.
the tickle and dig a time look at me on his lunch shirt and blanket. Let's have a look. Well, I just packed in some leftovers from last night. All the elders were having a flicker party in my house yesterday. I managed to have some of what they did me.
So that's why they all look like snacks so you could have with sake.
They're but leftovers, more scraps of food, but when arranged in a better box of cleaning, that's probably me on actually. They're but leftovers, more scraps of food, but when arranged in a better box so cleanly, they look impressive. Looks like part of a full-course meal at a high-class restaurant. Wait, no, it was cake then. I'm not even gonna bother eating it again. People seem to decide if they like things mainly based on their first impression. So I thought maybe the taste of a better would be proportional to how pretty it was when you open it. You may seem unrefined, Mion-san, but you are positively splendid at arranging food like this.
Room is nice and tidy too. Lee-chan is a lot more organized and polite than everyone thinks.
It's weird. Remember how this LP started? Where I was like, I don't know what voices to give these characters. And to be fair, same thing happened in Katawa Shoujo, isn't it? I was like, I don't know how the voice acting is cast. It's mostly female characters, and I'm a guy. How am I supposed to give a variety of different voices for each character? But I somehow managed anyway. It just took a bit of getting used to. But now we're into the third question arc here, so I'm kind of like, I've already given them all a distinctive voice. It's all the same once it's in your stomach. I'd have thought Mion would say something like that, but I think she had this kind of taste. You can't judge a book by its cover. Mion was careful in everything she did. She never misstepped, faltered, or messed up. I see she is our club president after all. I wonder how many games we'll get to play. Because it's been a long time.
Those is nothing to scoff at either, Renner. Your crab Kamagogo flower is very pretty.
You know, Renner, your lunch always has like an arc to it. Like it has rabbit-shaped apple slices and carrot flowers themselves. Renner's bento wasn't all about taste. It was like, like she always puts her heart into it or something. It wasn't just good, it made your insides all nice and warm.
Thanks. It's not quite as good as Lee-chan's, but I want to make it really cute. Oh.
You know, that's the thing I've been thinking of. Like on my main channel in my Pokemon LP of Exegale Darkness, I remember asking multiple times, just like, Carl, I want you viewers to decide for me. What should I name the protagonist in Pokemon Sun so I can finally play it? Because I was like, I'm just gonna let you viewers decide that. And I still, to this day, got no answer. You know what I've been thinking lately? I just like, Renner. That is perfect. Name the character Renner, and that would be like, I mean, it's an RPG role-playing game. I don't need to like make up an original character. I'll just be myself in the game. I did that with Moon, essentially, and I usually do something different with the other version. But just like role-play as Renner, just like in the freaking what is it called? I was just playing it like Pokemon Moon just minutes before recording this, and I've already forgotten what it's called. The Plaza place, wherever it is, where you just like, some people will be like, hey, what is this and that? What do you like about this and that? Have it so that all their potential answers will be something to do with Renner's character. They'd be like, I like cute things, like cute Pokemon. And just like have her just like obsessively gathering up all these Pokemon and just be like, oh, so cute! I don't know. That's an idea.